Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to discover the 20 most powerful cars in the world. Whether they are electric, gasoline-powered or hybrids, these cars boast impressive power. We are living in a golden age of power, with supercars regularly producing 1,000 horsepower or more. Some SUVs and family sedans are even reaching or surpassing this level. Internal combustion engines are producing more power than ever, and electric vehicles allow engineers to easily integrate significant power and torque into everyday vehicles. A hybrid vehicle can represent the best of both worlds, combining the instantly available torque of an electric motor with the peak power of a gasoline engine. The result? Rocket-like acceleration whenever you need it. The horsepower war shows no sign of slowing down, which is why we thought it was time to take a look at the most powerful production cars available for the 2024 or 2025 model years. We are focusing on production vehicles, road legal and factory spec special editions, and tuner modified cars do not count. Ferrari Daytona SP3, 829 horsepower and 696 Nm. The Daytona SP3 is part of Ferrari's Icona series, ultra-limited edition commemorative cars reserved for the brand's most precious clients. That's why this wild-looking machine is equipped with the most powerful engine ever installed in a Ferrari road car, a naturally aspirated 6.5-litre V12, producing 829 horsepower. This is a real bombshell with a red line at 9,500 RPM and 696 Nm of torque. Don't expect to see a Daytona SP3 on your daily commute. Ferrari will only build 599 units, with a starting price of over $2.2 million. Tesla Cybertruck Cyberbeast, 845 horsepower and 1,171 Nm. The Cybertruck is the first off-road vehicle to feature on our list, but certainly not the last. The most advanced version, the Cyberbeast, is equipped with 3 electric motors for a total power of 845 horsepower and 1,171 Nm of torque, enough to enable this massive stainless steel vehicle to reach 100 km per hour in just 2.5 seconds. Ferrari SF90, 986 horsepower and 800 Nm. Ferrari ranks high on our list of the most powerful production cars of 2024, and the SF90 is the most powerful in Ferrari's lineup. A 4.0-litre twin-turbo V8 sits behind the cockpit, aided by 3 electric motors to produce a total of 986 horsepower and 800 Nm of torque. In Car and Driver's test of an SF90 Stradale, 0 to 100 km per hour was reached in 2.0 seconds, and the SF90X, which is track only, is expected to be even faster. GMC Hummer EV Edition 1,000 horsepower and 1,626 Nm. Yes, it's a bit crazy to see a GMC pickup truck beating a Ferrari supercar in a power ranking. The GMC Hummer EV, available in short bed pickup or 4-door SUV versions, develops an impressive 1,000 horsepower in the Edition 1 version. Activate Watts to Freedom mode, yes, that's its name, and this huge, heavy off-roader will hit 100 km per hour in 3 seconds, making it one of the fastest utility vehicles in the world. Lamborghini Revuelto, 1,001 horsepower and 806 Nm. Lamborghini's brand new supercar features a naturally aspirated V12 engine that is the heart of its hybrid powertrain. The mid-mounted 6.5-litre engine screams all the way to a dizzying 9,500 RPM redline. Paired with 3 motors, 2 on the front axle and 1 between the engine and the rear wheels, the Revuelto produces 1,001 horsepower and 806 Nm of torque. Tesla Model S Plaid and Model X Plaid, 1,020 horsepower and 1,423 Nm. The Model S and Model X are the oldest models in the Tesla lineup, but when you choose the Plaid version, they are also the fastest and most powerful. With 1,020 horsepower and an impressive 1,423 Nm of torque, the Plaid models rank among the fastest road legal cars in the world. And unlike most gasoline-powered cars on this list, Tesla's Power Queens also offer one of the best ranges with nearly 563 kilometers on a full charge. Rivian R1S and R1T, 1025 horsepower and 1624 newton meters of torque. Electric motors are small, which means automakers can install them in spaces where a traditional combustion engine simply can't go. If you buy a Rivian R1S SUV or R1T pickup, you can choose 2 motors, 3 motors, or starting this year 4 motors for a total output of 1025 horsepower and 1624 newton meters of torque. We will know exactly how the new quad motor configuration performs when Rivian begins building it later this year. Mercedes-AMG 1063 horsepower. Nowadays, it's no surprise that a road-legal supercar would come with a Formula One hybrid powertrain, providing it with phenomenal power. The Mercedes-AMG 1 pairs a small 1.6-litre turbocharged V6 with a complex hybrid powertrain, giving it 1063 horsepower. How much torque? Mercedes hasn't released an exact figure due to the hybrid complexity of the AMG 1. The power figure alone should tell you the AMG 1 is a serious machine, and at a price of $2.7 million, it's also a piece of exclusivity. Aston Martin Valkyrie, 1139 horsepower and 924 Newton. Not to be outdone by Mercedes, Aston Martin has built its own hybrid hypercar. But while Mercedes uses a similar V6 to its Formula One cars, Aston Martin uses a huge 6.5-litre V12. If that's not enough, Aston Martin will also sell you a track-only Valkyrie AMR Pro. Lucid Air Sapphire, 1,234 horsepower and 1,938 Newton. Once again, the extraordinary power of electric motors results in a creation that seems out of this world. A long-wheelbase luxury sedan with more horsepower than the most powerful models from Ferrari and Lamborghini. That's what Lucid achieved with the Air Sapphire. 3 electric motors combined to produce 1,234 horsepower and 1,938 Nm of torque, allowing it to reach 0 to 100 in just 1.9 seconds. And it's not just a straight-line monster. Lucid updated the suspension and chassis to ensure the Air Sapphire can also handle corners. Chinger 21 CV Max, 1,350 horsepower. The name Chinger may not ring a bell, but this California-based supercar manufacturer has one of the most powerful cars on the planet. The 21 CV Max follows the original 21C that debuted in 2021. The VMAX model is equipped with a more powerful 2.88-litre twin-turbo V8 engine, producing up to 1,350 horsepower. Its aerodynamic body allows it to go from 0 to 100 km/h in 1.9 seconds and reach a top speed of 407 km/h. SSC to Atara, 1,350 horsepower, 1,334 Newton meters. The SSC to Atara broke its own speed record by reaching 474 km/h last May. This rare hypercar is powered by a twin-turbo V8 with an 8,800 RPM redline, producing 1,350 horsepower on 91-octane fuel or up to 1,750 horsepower on ethanol. Even better, it's paired with a 7-speed manual gearbox. Koenigsegg CC850, 1,385 horsepower, 1,382 Newton meters. As crazy as it sounds, the Koenigsegg CC850 is a sort of throwback machine, designed to resemble the CC8S, the very first model sold by Koenigsegg. This so-called megacar extracts a wild 1,385 horsepower from its 5-litre twin-turbo V8 when running on E85. This gives the CC850 a power-to-weight ratio of 1 horsepower per kilogram. Even more surprising, the Koenigsegg is one of only 2 vehicles on this list to feature a manual transmission. The multi-clutch 9-speed gearbox can shift itself, or you can put it into manual mode, where a gated shifter and clutch pedal make it behave exactly like an old-school manual. Bugatti Tourbillon, 1,775 horsepower. In the near future, Bugatti will move to fully electric powertrains thanks to the brand's recent partnership with Croatian EV innovator Rimac. The Tourbillon, with its hybrid drivetrain built around a naturally aspirated V16 engine, is thus a farewell to internal combustion. This engine alone produces 986 horsepower. Add 2 electric motors on the front axle and another on the rear wheels, and you get 1,775 horsepower. 0 to 100 is expected to be reached in 2.0 seconds. and Bugatti estimates the top speed is 445 kilometers per hour. And since we're talking numbers, let's mention the biggest one, $4.6 million, a price that puts this incredible machine just out of reach for most of us.
Hennessy Venom F5, 1,817 chevaux and 1,617 Nem. Technically speaking, the Venom F5 coupe is sold out, but if you have a few $1,000,000 lying around, you can still request an F5 Roadster or a new F5 Revolution with track-focused aerodynamics. Either of these versions will get you behind the wheel of a hypercar with a 6.6-liter twin-turbo V8 engine, producing 1,817 horsepower and 1,193 lb-ft of torque with a top speed of over 482 km per hour. Pininfarina Batista, 1,900 chevaux and 2,360 Nem. The Pininfarina Batista is the Italian counterpart to the Rimac Nea. It is also a bit more powerful than its Croatian cousin, with a power output of 1,900 horsepower and 2,360 Nem of torque, thanks to 4 permanent magnet synchronous electric motors. Its top speed is 350 km per hour.
Remac Nea, 1,813 horsepower and 2,360 Nm of torque. Rimac clearly knows how to extract insane power from electric motors. The Nea EV supercar has a total output of 1,813 horsepower, enabling it to hit 100 km per hour in just 1.85 seconds. The Nea has broken numerous records, including being the fastest electric car ever built, with a top speed of 415 km per hour. It's also one of the rarest cars, as only 150 examples of the Nea will ever be made. Lotus Evija, 2,011 horsepower. There was a time when Lotus built very light, very basic sports cars like the Elise, with an emphasis on handling over power. Things have changed for Lotus under new ownership, and the Lotus Evija is proof. This hypercar is powered by 4 electric motors, producing a total of 2,011 horsepower, allowing it to hit 100 km per hour in less than 2 seconds. With just 130 units planned for production, you may never actually see one.
Aspark Owl, 1,984 chevaux and 2,000 Nem. If you've never heard of the Aspark Owl, you now know exactly what it is. This obscure Japanese hypercar debuted in 2020, but you can still buy one today, if you have $3.1 million to spare. The fully electric hypercar boasts 1,984 horsepower and 2,000 Nm of torque, and it can reach 100 km per hour in just 1.72 seconds.
Koenigsegg Gera, 2,300 horsepower and 2,749 Nm of torque. Another Koenigsegg rounds off our list of the most powerful cars of 2024, and it's a masterpiece. The Gera is a 4-seater supercar that combines Koenigsegg's 5-liter twin-turbo V8 with a complex electric powertrain to produce an astounding 2,300 horsepower. Of course, at this end of the car market, there is no list price. If you have to ask, you certainly can't afford it. That's the end of this video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more.